Well, there was some Xbox news this week, boys. Everybody's talking about, first of all, on the official Xbox podcast, they put out this little 20-minute non episode. It wasn't like a normal episode where it had Phil Spencer and all the Xbox big wigs talking about the future of Xbox. So I saw all these podcasts, like the YouTube title was Xbox done, Xbox dead, nothing. Xbox is never going to continue. So basically, the news this week, Microsoft confirmed that multi-platform is a thing, boys. They're not abandoning consoles entirely, and that's what they tried to make very clear on that. I did get a chance to watch that Xbox little episode that they did, and they wanted to make very clear that they are coming to multi-platforms.
Ooh.
But they didn't want to tell you the games. Like the girl on the left right there, the interviewer was like, "Hey, can you tell us what 4 games are going to be coming to multi-platform?" And Phil Spencer was like, "No, can't do that. We're going to let the other guys tell you that, but I can tell you this."
That's Phil.
And then the girl was like, "Well, can you at least confirm if it's Starfield or?" And he was like, "Nope, can't do that."
Why are you even on the official Xbox podcast?
Yeah. Why are you doing this? Yeah.
So the whole thing was they wanted to tell you that games are coming to other platforms, and they invested in Minecraft, they invested in all the other ones, but they're not giving up on Xbox, which that should be the announcement. It should be, "Hey guys, we're giving up on Xbox. We don't care about this box in your living room anymore because we are multi-platform, baby. We're multiverse. We're going to be on PC. We're going to be on your phone. We're going to be on your PlayStation." And Phil Spencer kind of hinted at that, where he was like, "Well, with Minecraft and with the other games that we got, Call of Duty and all these other ones now that we own, we're already 90% of the Switch library."
That's all bullshit.
It's like, we're
Minecraft was
already
multi-platform before you bought it. Call of Duty was multi-platform before you bought it.
So that was the big
Put 'em
news
up. Put them
that they were trying to say. And then they went on to just kind of promote Indiana Jones coming out to Game Pass, and Diablo 4 is coming on March 28th. But the big thing was like, "Hey guys, we're gonna be multi-platform, but we're not giving up on Xbox just yet. Just yet. I think they need to. That's my 2 cents on it. I think they need to abandon the box. I think it should just be like Steam. It should be, hey, I can access it on any computer I have. I don't have to have a specific Alienware computer. I don't have to have a specific PC. I can play it anywhere that I can play Steam games, right? That's what I want with Xbox. They've already lost this console war. I don't know what they're going to do for the next console war, or if there is even going to be one, but I don't think they need to focus on that. I think they need to focus on Game Pass and focus on being that the brand of Xbox should be, hey, these are the Xbox games you can get with Game Pass. Like, that's their bread and butter to me. I don't think they need to be worrying about the boxes anymore. They need to give up on that and just focus. Do a Sega, and just focus on the games now, baby.
I think I agree mostly with you. I think what they should do is they're not going to do this, but what I think they should do is, like with Indiana Jones, Starfield, Fable 2, or new Fable, or whatever, Elder Scrolls, 8 or whatever is coming out. Have it be a timed exclusive on Xbox or Xbox Game Pass. And then after a year, just be like, all right, PlayStation, you got it. Nintendo Switch, you got it. If the Switch 2 can even run it, who even knows? Could be a dumpster with an LCD taped to it for all we know at this point. But give me an incentive to still be within your ecosystem, especially if you're still putting out consoles, right? If they're gonna keep putting out consoles, they have to have the games for me to want to play it. Otherwise, I'll just play on my PC, whatever games are out, or my PS5. So keep them exclusive for a year and make good games for once. Also, that's actually, I should put that above it. Make good games first, and then keep them exclusive, and then make a multi-platform. Everybody wins, baby. What say you,
Right.
Jeff?
Because
Go ahead. Factor.
well, what is the last Xbox game that you can remember being excited for, Jeff? Was it Gears or Halo?
Power World. No.
What?
Xbox.
I'm trying to think.
Xbox. It had to be either Gears or Halo.
Probably like a Halo. I mean, I'd have to see the list of like what's come out from them, but not a lot. I mean, mainly because it's all boring. To be honest, it's like everything you could think of is going to be, Gears 6, Halo 10.
But you
not
can
even
still be excited for
multi-platform,
Halo 10.
but or Forza 20. There's a
Yeah,
You'd be
they got
excited for
Forza.
Forza 20.
They got
Mhm.
Forza, I think, on lock. So if you're into that type of game,
I think Forza
pretty
might go to the PlayStation. I think if you're talking about the 4 that he hinted at the 4 games, right?
Mhm.
I think that might be the one, right? Because I think
Mhm.
that's one. Like, what's the point of keeping that on? That's not a, there's not a. I don't think there's a huge community on Forza, other than maybe designing some of the stuff on the cars or whatever. But I don't think that audience is big enough to, corral them to your own ecosystem, right?
Right.
And I think a lot of people play PlayStation, so why would you not, let them have that, especially like something as common as like a car game. It's not like you're, hoarding in. It's not like you have Minecraft. It's not like you have like this Power World. Like if I'm them, I'm trying to keep this on my system, right? Like I'm trying to keep them from putting this over there, because this will actually draw players in, right? And to your service, right? Like you're going to get them on your Xbox, or you're going to get them on the service as well. Although I don't know if they should give up on consoles. I think they've lost the last couple consoles wars or whatever, the last couple generations, mainly because I feel like, if you think about it, like 360 was not in the Twitter sphere really until a few years into its life cycle. Like Twitter was not what it became, let's say, in 2013. It's kind of like, in fact, you can relate to some of this stuff. Like it's like sports, right? Like you see some of the sports, like stuff like it's just different coverage of sports compared to anything before 2010, right? So I feel like in the console world, they started off with such a negative, the Xbox One was so terrible in terms of just press coverage. I mean, I literally, like, people, thought it was a joke. Like it would get trashed left and right. It was, maybe the worst mistake and one of the biggest mistakes in Microsoft history, easily.
The Xbox
But I also
One.
think, like, yeah, for sure. And just the announcement of it. I mean, not even itself, but the announcement caused you to then lose a decade to Sony. But I think the funny thing about that, though, I mean, if we're looking at, Microsoft in general, I mean, is Sony, I don't know if you can look it up. I'm sure Microsoft, probably in terms of like market cap, whatever you want to call it, right? Like Microsoft's at least the top 5, right? It probably depends on whose stocks are up that day. But if you look at the largest global companies, Microsoft's in the top 5, and Sony's not even in the top 100, maybe not even the top 150 or 200, right, maybe even. So what I'm saying there is I don't think Sony's had a good PlayStation 5 either. I don't think when you start looking at the games that are on this, like, and I'm talking stuff that's specifically come out here, like Last of Us to me does not count. Last of Us, I don't even know did part 2 come out on PlayStation 5, or was that
it was a remaster? Yeah, it was PlayStation 4.
So that was 4. So that doesn't even count. So if we're talking about games that have come out, and we're showing it here, like Sony, I don't know where Sony is on this list.
Sony's not even on this list.
Sony is going to be way
not
down
the top
that
10
list. They do not have the money that Microsoft.
No, we
has
don't
to
want the
throw around.
ads. It's making me look right. You're trying to get me to sign up.
And this is how Microsoft stays in business.
No.
But I don't think you should abandon that console because I don't think that's a done deal. I just don't. I think you had a huge problem, and I saw a comment on a Reddit or a Twitter somewhere where like, you know, they're calling PlayStation at the end of its life cycle, or the PS5 is at the end of its life cycle, and it's like, dude, it feels nothing like that because for the first 2.5 years you had to fucking do the craziest shit to get it, you know. And so it just doesn't feel like, I just don't feel like that battle is as over as it seems. You know what 30. I mean?
30.
Yeah. How's this ranking them?
This is list of largest companies by revenue.
By revenue. Okay. Dang, Walmart.
Microsoft,
baby. Apple's not higher.
Apple's way up here. Whoops.
Yeah.
There it is. Number
I'm
9.
surprised they're not higher.
Can you control F and find Sony if they're on?
God. Yeah, I can do everything.
See where they're at. I bet you they're not on this list. This list looks like only like 100.
They've taken a
zero.
loss.
It says 0 out of 0.
Nice. Yeah.
They've taken a loss on their movies. You know, I don't know what their music revenue is. They're into a bunch of other
that's what I'm saying. But you know, and they have a lot of other stuff, but like still, you know, you think like Microsoft Office can keep you know, the Xbox in business over Sony for a long time. I don't want to see them end that, and I don't think they should. I think you should just try to, you know, I think, you know, the focus should be Game Pass. I think you should keep adding. I mean, even Blizzard stuff taking this long. What was it for Diablo? End of March, April, beginning of April, whatever it was.
March.
Like all that stuff should be on there immediately. I don't give a fuck about competition. I wouldn't give a shit about any of that. Like you should put, if it was me, I would put all of that on there. I don't know why they're not. And in fact, I don't understand why they wouldn't.
I'm sure they have a reason.
So to me, I'm like, you really like I think Microsoft has a better position than it looks from the outside or the general public. I think you can still, you know,
a little Blizzard
do something. There he is. But I just hate to see them do something. I just want them to do something. Make a cool console again. Make something that doesn't look boring. Do something interesting again. You know, I don't know. I would like to see them still put money into that.
So you'd like them to come back because they've lost this console. Like they're not taking it from Sony this generation.
No, no way.
I think for me, I've had such a brand loyalty to Xbox from the original Xbox and the 360.
Yeah.
The original Xbox, I've told this story on here before. It got me with the original Halo, and everybody was into PlayStation. I was an Xbox guy because number one, it had the better graphics. It was a more powerful system. It had Halo, and it was just doing things that the other consoles were doing. It had the Duke controller.
Oh man, the Duke!
I love the Duke controller because of my hands. And there was a ton of like things that they were doing with the original Xbox. Carried it over for me. Like I was an Xbox guy, and then when the 360 came out, that's when it really got going. They won that cycle. And so when the Xbox One came out, I was like all into like, oh yeah, Connect, and we're going to do all this stuff. And you look back on it now, and the Xbox One, and then now the current Series X and S, they've just taken L's on both of them, and they have not been up to the level of quality or the standards. So I just don't like consoles in general. So to me, everything should be a cloud-based service, which Jeff does not like.
Here we go again.
I want everything to be Xbox, xCloud, everything in the cloud, baby. Everything streaming, everything internet-based. We don't need no physical consoles, no boxes in our house. Jeff, I got enough Amazon boxes. I don't need no more boxes.
Stupid.
So let's do everything digital in the cloud, baby.
It'll never be as good.
I don't know, Jeff. They said that about music, Jeff, but it's good enough. The quality is not
about music, Jeff.
Vinyl, Jeff, but the quality is good enough. It's compressed.
Of music.
The compression of music. Now, Jeff does not listen to any physical music. Everything is digital, and it's okay, right, Jeff? You're not missing those days of hauling around those books of CDs.
Yeah, but I'm not interacting with music like that. Music is more passive, right?
For some of us, Jeff, but for other people, music is active.
Don't give us the gym look. I saw that.
Rob, what do you think about consoles in general?
Well, I think Fable might bring them back, baby. To answer your original question, am I still interested or excited about an Xbox game? Fable is the only one right now.
This would be a completely different story if they had the games. If they were putting out, if they had 10 exclusives,
you're right.
That it was like we can't get them on anything else. I would be like, first of all, I would be playing more Xbox. I would be more of an Xbox guy. But the fact that they don't, and they haven't for like 2 generations now, it's just kind of like, all right, it's time to move on to the next one.
You're not wrong.
I think Microsoft, just go to the cloud, go to your strengths and your specialties. Leave the exclusives up to the big boys, Microsoft.
All right. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Xbox is
so
dead.
Check it out. We're gonna have a link in the show notes to that official Xbox podcast, updates on the Xbox business and all of that bullshit. But real quick, speaking of Xbox, the next gen Xbox could be, Rob, if it ever happens, the largest technical leap you have ever seen. Now I just talked about the original Xbox being more powerful than the other consoles. We've seen it with the Switch. We've seen it with Nintendo time and time again, where the most powerful console does not always win. It does not always make it the must-have gaming system. It's about the games. It's about what games do they have. So it's part of it. Like, I don't want to be playing on a potato, but I also want to have an actual game to play. So you got to take advantage of all of that horsepower, right, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean,
right, Jeff?
I think what they like. Remember when like video game interface or like console interfaces used to be like really good? Like, let's say like the Xbox 360,
the Saturn.
No.
Oh, Dreamcast. Yeah.
And then like I don't know. I just feel like, yeah,
you want them to do something different with the box.
Exactly. I want them to do like something different with the box, and then make it, let's change it up a little bit. Let's, do something innovative with like make it, I don't know, make it different. Even now the consoles feel the same when I start them up, even the menus are just kind of bland. They're the same thing. Parties and all that system sucks. It looks like trash. I think I would like to see Xbox get away from Windows a little bit because it looks like Windows in a lot of ways. I would like to see them kind of, separate themselves. I don't know. I mean, I'll probably get the next Xbox. I think, I still will get it, and see what's happening. I just want something that's fast. Let's get some real performance out of these boxes again. I don't think
they have
these
made
last
a pretty big
great for that
step up with having the solid state drives in the PlayStation and the Xbox. Like, that's a big step up for the speed of getting into a game, starting it, and all that stuff.
For sure.
But yeah, we need something new, baby, and we ain't getting it from PlayStation 5, Rob.
Yeah.